Alright guys, it's Shoshon the Elegant here again with another Let's Play. I am going to continue doing Second Chance, but I want to go ahead and start on Lyrics of Death DX, which is a quest made by me. The original quest was by Lunar Weeb, but we're just going to go ahead and play it because I want to play it right now. A tale as old as time itself has been told since the first hero recovered the sacred blade and held it skyward. Since that time, many generations of heroes have taken down the same reincarnated evil. On this day, the legend continues. Link makes his way to slay that evil and bring peace to Hyrule once more. You get a couple warnings here, and a little bit of instructions. Press X1 to save at these save points. It lets you know that if you equip the bow to R, you may get stuck when you jump into the main game. But thankfully, the two main issues I had were things that could be not necessarily fixed, but you could jump right back into the game after maybe a minute of playing, get right back to where you were. If you die just after entering the dungeon of the following, you may experience a bug where re-entering the game messes up your file. ZC is stupid. I never found the problem. So press X1 here and we can save. You can't save manually in this quest because you couldn't save manually in the first one. You can see your equipment here, which I don't really like, but just know that you are only equipping the things that you can normally use. So we're gonna put that there. They throw. Now, you don't really have to be afraid of the enemies in the prologue because they can't damage you. It's supposed to make you feel like you're really powerful, like after some big journey. So, I was like, alright, let's just make every enemy do no damage. And that worked out pretty well. Now we have Ganon. And he wants to keep me down here. Ganon is just like, he does not want to go to the top of the screen. There he goes. As you've probably noticed, Ganon also does no damage. Shoot him and he's dead. I don't know why the thing says not used. That must be just a thing with the tile set. But throughout designing this whole thing, alright, let's let the thing speak first. Try though he might, Link's mission ended up in his defeat. The Demon King Ganon with his mighty trident laid waste to the young hero. This time the hero fell. The demon took over Hyrule and left the hero lying, completely and utterly defeated. Failure seemed to be this hero's outcome. However, Lyrics of Death DX. With the hero's defeat, a new trial began. This, the trial of death. For each time a hero is defeated, they are sent to the Dungeon of the Fallen for one final test. To see whether or not the hero is a true hero, they must endure the challenges of the deadly dungeon. It is now time for this Link to face the path of his destiny. Go, make haste. Find items, traverse the dungeon. Defeat the challenge of death, become a true hero. Escape and save Hyrule. So now that we're here, should be able to do this, and you know, obviously if you press the button that the tunic's on, nothing happens. It's not a big deal. But when I was making this, I was trying to keep in mind the limitations of ZC when it comes to side view and keep it as fair as possible. In some cases it might have made it too easy, especially compared to the original, which was kind of bullshit hard at some points. But overall, it wasn't too bad with difficulty. But we got the missile spell. That means we can jump and shoot. One of the main issues people had with the first game was not being able to jump off the edges of the sides. And as you can see in this version of the quest, you can. Oh, every time you go to the save point also, it restores all of your health and your magic. Alright. So as you can see, we're just jumping around and going out here. And pretty much everything dies in one hit at this portion of the game because you're at the beginning of the game. So kill that guy. Kill him. And magic restores automatically, as you've probably noticed also, because you will need to use magic here and there. So I wanted magic to restore on its own. It is possible to get faster restoring magic later on, but we're not. And it's also possible to get more magic, which is what you see up there. And there I go, getting dropped by Gorias like I usually do anytime I play any quest, because they just love to get me when I'm trying to get them. So we got a magic container and our magic has increased. And the reason the magic containers are purple in this quest is because they were purple in the original quest, so I wanted to keep that. In most cases you won't have this thing going on where you have to jump from one screen to the next, but this one's such a minor thing that I didn't bother with it. But I feel I like, since ZC is bad about platforming, particularly going across screen, I minimize that as much as possible. Well, not as much as possible, obviously, because I could have minimized it there too if I really wanted to. Heart container. Overall health capacity increases. And now that thing that was blocking us down here is gone, so we can come up here and get the explosion spell. Just equip it to L, and we'll keep moving on. I was considering doing like one segment per episode, but you know, we basically just finished the first section already, so it's really fast. So yeah, might as well just keep going for a bit. I'll figure out some kind of stopping point. Okay, blow that up and we can go through here. Now we got the secret sound effects going off. It's basically saying, oh, do stuff here so that things can happen. Which is probably pretty obvious. When sounds go off, that means there's probably something. And in this case, you get 50 rupees for killing all the enemies in there. I'm pretty sure that sound effects is only used on screens where you have to kill all enemies too, so just keep that in mind if you decide to play this. I'm going to blow this up and just keep moving. Just keep going down. See, I really love platforming too. That's why I've been thinking about using like Game Maker Studio to make a platformer, because I don't like the way it works out on ZC, because I feel limited. Like, I could do it, but I'd rather not have to set up weird across screen jumping if I can avoid it, and Game Maker Studio would let me avoid it. The only downside is that I'm used to ZC at this point. Let's avoid him. As you might have noticed there, P-hats are considered keys in this quest, so you don't have to like... You don't have to... They're not so annoying, because you can't... Just running into them isn't going to kill you, because that's the way they are sometimes. Alright, you may have noticed this before, but this green fish here means that there's a boss coming up. Anytime you see a fish head right here, it means there's a boss that way. If the fish head was on the other side, it means there's a boss the other way. Just keep in mind the fish heads. Why they're fish heads? Because that's what's included with the tile set, and I wanted to use the like dragon heads as shooters. Yeah. Gomez as tough as he was in the original, perhaps. Because these conveyor waters. I think I did nerf his damage a bit from the original though, so... Yeah. He's still tough. And you always start back off at the beginning of an area whenever you die, but it's not too big a deal. I mean, it would be nice if ZC, you know, let you go back to like a start screen or something, but it could be worse. You could be Eddie, and I think as long as we're not Eddie, we're all good. Alright, fish head, boss is over here. God. The moment I get a chance to try hitting him. There we go. Okay. I kinda got in the rhythm there for a moment, and now I'm dying again. If I can get back in that rhythm, we're probably good, but I really want to be in the waterfall and not beside the waterfall. I'll beat him. In case anyone was wondering, by the way, as far as second chance goes, when I was playing it, for episode 3, I forgot to save. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and grab all the things that I got in the last episode. And I'm sure the rupees will be different when I upload episode 4, but it'll be fine. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, back in a rhythm. There we go. Oh, 3 hits. I honestly thought it was only 2. So now... Okay. I've snuck back into a sweet spot. There we go. He's dead. Got a heart container. Overall health capacity increases. Okay. Okay. Let's go this way. And you'll see we have a little save spot. I'm gonna save again. I really don't want to fight Goma again because Goma's tough. He's kind of sometimes you get him and sometimes you don't kind of boss. So, or at least sometimes I get him and sometimes I don't. You're probably better than me, so it might not be such a big deal. I spell a long-range attack for stunning foes. So we're going to instantly use the ice spell. Right. Oh wait, did we do it this way? I think we did it this way actually, yeah. I was thinking we instantly used the ice spell, but apparently not. Okay. Okay. Did I not put a sound here? I thought I put a sound here. Maybe I need to update the file, because there should be a sound here. Okay. Okay. Just come on. Right here. There we go. And here's a key. It's the only key in the Dungeon of the Fallen, so you don't have to worry about any more of them, but there it is. It's exactly where it was in the original, so if you played the original and you remember where the key was, you shouldn't have too much of a struggle. Go to the left a little bit. Now, in the original quest, there was nothing to go to the left here, so there's a few rooms that I added myself over there, but they're a little tough for what I'm at right now, so I'm gonna hold off. And here we go again with the fish head. Maybe just kill some things. We don't really have to be too concerned about this boss because it's just a Dodongo. Alright, yeah. Use the correct weapon and you're good. He dies really quickly. Probably too quickly, but we got it. The heart container. Our overall health capacity is increased once again. Found the high jump cape. Use it to jump higher, as the name suggests. Okay, so the high jump cape uses magic, so you can go up here. You're not going to get very far, but now we got some stuff here we can buy. I like to start off by getting the torch spell, which lets us release a flame. It's basically a candle. Okay, let's not kill all the enemies. We'll just go this way and save again. If you're wondering why all these basic enemies are just not walking off of things like they normally do in side view, it's because I put a lot of no enemy flags. That I believe will make the quest simpler too for anyone who played the original. Okay, no rupees. I would have liked to have gotten a few more rupees, but it'll be fine. It's okay. They aren't needed or anything. And I got 10 rupees. I want one more. Can I get one more really quick? This screen is difficult, but I can still do it. The hardest thing is dealing with this dark nut. Aha! That's what I wanted. Just forget the dark nut for now. I have a way that'll make dark... I have a item later in the game that makes dark nuts easier to deal with. But for now we're just gonna go back up, come around, and I am going to buy this spell. Wind spell. You can return to an area's beginning. Now let's see what happens when we do this. Gonna go back to the area's beginning, which brings us here. Now we can try it here too if we want. Just skip over some things. It's pretty nice actually. Okay. However, because I don't want to just randomly use it on accident, I'm going to switch it with the ice spell. We got to skip a lot of things that we otherwise would have had to just walk back through, which is nice. I'm thinking maybe I'll get to the ice area and that'll be it for the first episode. I was considering doing the entire Dungeon of the Fallen in this episode, but okay, let's do this. Alright. Use the ice spell there, and we can go this way. So, Still don't have the grab spell. Where did I hide that at? I don't really remember. This is where having the torch spell is nice. Yeah, torch spell is great in the graveyard because a lot of these enemies are weak to the shit. I got the power rod too, so I can start using that. I like to use it more so than the... Let's see, what else did I have? High jump cape. Oh, the high jump cape is nice, but I want to keep the missile spell for now. And as you can see, you can actually kill the ghosts with the torch spell. Okay, so I recommend killing these guys with the missile spell because they just fall quicker. This is a screen that says kill it with fire. Guineas in this are also keys type because actual Guinea types are really weird in side view. And the only way I could find to make them not weird was this way. I think this is the screen we don't want to go on. Yes, it is. That is a Darkling battle, and you are not ready to fight him yet. If you go over there, you surely will die. I don't think your own flame hurts you in this quest, because I don't really like when your own flame hurts you, because I suck when my own flame hurts me. But, yeah. Let's see. We don't... Yeah, we do need it right here. Okay, need it there. I don't think we need that anymore for the time being. So let's just take it off and put the explosion spell on here. No, not the explosion spell. Whatever, the explosion spell. Okay, so let's get over here to floating bridges. This is an area that I probably changed the most. Partially because I was having difficulties getting the colors in the original, but mostly because the area itself seemed the most random of all the areas in the quest. So I was like, alright, so this is a spot where I wanna... And I just realized that I do not have the grab spell. Which means that I can't get the item that's necessary to get through here. Because we need the ocarina to do anything, and to get the ocarina... We got a magic container, so we can at least say that this trip wasn't for nothing. But we're gonna have to go back through the graveyard, because I forgot the grab spell. It's been a while. But it'll be fine. We know that this area isn't all that complicated, so... I know where the grab spell is. I completely forgot to go. Yeah, the fire doesn't hurt you. So let's just go up here. Gonna go across and then back over here. Okay, let's grab and just jump. Okay, this is where we want to be. Jump, jump. Hit the things. Keep moving. And fall in the water. Don't fall in the water, actually. That was just, that's how you play if you're Shoshon. You don't play like that as if you're anybody else. I'm only allowed to do it because I suck. Anyways, the grab spell is over in this area. And as you can see, there are a couple spots we can actually use it, which is pretty chill. Or, you know, pretty cool is a better way to say that. Let's go ahead and save, because I like saving. We're going to go this way. Let's see what we got here so far. Let's zoom out. You can see there's already a decent bit of it, like, filled in. So let's go over here, jump up here, jump across. Now, one thing I want to do right now is go this way. And we'll use the bomb explosion spell thing here. We'll go down. Got a magic container. Overall magic capacity increases. No, that's not. I want that. Actually, I want that set up. Now you can go behind this wall, but don't do it yet. You will die. Now we can come back down and around here. As you can see, we've been here before. And go around, up. Now, all the green dark nuts, their shields are pointless. You can just come up and smack them right in the face. Red dark nuts, however, their shields are actually there. And you can't make this jump right now, even with the high jump. Just see, you just can't quite do it. I know when I played the original quest, I tried that jump like 5 times in a row, thinking, oh, maybe it'll work this time. And then I just realized, hey, I did that perfectly, so this just doesn't work. So we do this. Kill this guy. I have heard of this guy like going off the screen at times, and it's kind of a glitch. So it is possible that you could have that happen to you. He's almost going off here, and he is off the screen. I don't know why he does that, because I put no enemy flags all across the edge of the screen. He should not do that. And then he just decides not to come back. He's still alive, though. You can see him. There we go. So just kind of forgive me for that. That was... I put everything into to stop him, and he just didn't stop. Found the grab spell, use it to cross gaps. So now we have that. I might like look at the screen again for myself, because that's the first time it's happened to me. Maybe there's something with that particular section of the screen now. Okay, so we can go back down here, and what I want to do is I'm just going to come over here and save again really quick and do some grab spell things on the way back. Let's see. So let's just go ahead and put the grab spell over here. You can see it has a bit of an animation to it. It's not a very... It's just what was included with the tile set. I just made an animation. Okay, so we can go across and just kill this guy. Kill him. Now here's a spell that I haven't actually used before that I can remember. And the Ring of Fire spell, it burns, burns, burns the Ring of Fire. And for those of you who do not understand the reference, it's Johnny Cash who made a song called Ring of Fire, and it was like, and it burns, burns, burns the Ring of Fire. For those of you who do understand that already, you're probably just like, oh, that's obvious, but not everyone knows these things. Just keep moving, just keep moving. Just go across, up, and around. Okay, so let's go this way, since we can grab across here, and we can get one of the best optional spells, the life spell. You use it to restore 35% health. So, I just made that by altering a potion. There's like, I don't think there's any items in here that are scripted. They're just altered versions of items in ZC, which is pretty cool. So we've only got a couple more areas I'm going to go through today, and I may come back to this later today, but for now I kind of just want to not play ZC for a bit. I might play some Owlboy, because I've been playing that. I get my buttons mixed up with L and R quite a bit, so that's what's happening there. Let's see, let's move the magic cape here, and put the missile spell here, and we'll go back through the graveyard. Okay, it's mostly simple to avoid these guys, but sometimes they do bullshit, like hitting you while you're in midair. Although that's less bullshit and more I'm not paying attention and I should be ashamed of myself. Okay, so we need the grab spell here. So let's just put on the grab spell. Found an ocarina, used it to play a mystical tune. Okay, so we got that now. In the original quest, there was no ladder up here right in the middle, but this right here reduces like all the platforming you could have had to do. That's why it's here. As I said, reducing platforming in ZC was kind of my goal when I was making this. So like, if anyone wants to make a side view quest in ZC, and but you've always been kind of like, but the side view doesn't work very well, just take some of these tips that I've given in the mind, and you can make something with it. It's just, if you want to make like a true platformer, this isn't the best engine for that. So I use this. Now I think it might be possible that these guys also can go off screen, but I know I again at least tried to set it up to where they wouldn't, and they seem to be obeying. I don't know why that one specific Moldorm enemy doesn't obey. Okay, let's shoot. They do quite a bit of damage. I did that because otherwise it's like super easy. So their threat, like, one thing I think is good for boss design is to give them at least one threat, and their threat is damage. You get hit a little bit too much by them and they will kill you. They're probably not going to, because they're still pretty simple, but they can. So the last thing I wanted to do in this episode now is get through the ice area. This is an entirely new area for those of you who haven't played the first quest. If you have played the first quest, you might remember there not being an ice area. When I was coming up for the idea for the ice area, I told Lunar I wanted to... I told Lunar that I wanted to make some new area, a new area, at least one for Lyrics of Death DX, and he was like, and I asked him, did you have any ideas from the first game that you didn't include? And he was basically like, not really, although it would have always been cool to have an ice world, or an ice area. So that's what this next area is going to be, and I've kind of spoiled it. Found the shield spell, become invulnerable for a short time. Now, if you want to, you can just turn around right here and not do anything in the ice area. But it has a really nice spell on it, in my opinion, so. Frigid Cavern. Originally, there was more going on in the background, and I kind of got critique from my testers that there was just too much going on in the background, so now it's pretty simple. Now, these guys are not difficult to deal with. Just drop this down, drop another one, and they're dead. For that reason, I like to keep this on me in this area. Okay, so they're dead. Now, in my first quest, I didn't do much going out of the way for story, but because the story is so minimal in this, I'm going to go down here. The only useful going down here is just, you know, there is like a prize for doing this right here. So just kill all these enemies. And kill this last Keese. I guess there's two more. I noticed something now is that there's no left side to this part of the wall. It's not a major deal. Like obviously there's worse things that could happen, but it's still a thing. So you get 50 rupees for killing everything here. You can go up here, and there's books to read. Dungeon rose with the downfall of the Hero of Time. This is basically saying that when the Hero of Time died in Ocarina of Time, so did this dungeon arise. Fallen heroes who fall once more shall do the dungeon's will forever. So that's basically saying that if you're a hero, like here, and you just die in the Dungeon of the Fallen, you just have to do what the dungeon tells you forever. Now, you can say, oh, well, you died in this quest before. And yes, that's technically true, but I can look at it in one of two ways. The first is that it's a game. That's just the way it is. The second, which I think is better, actually, is because since this is a game where you have to save your progress, and anytime you die, you return back to like your last checkpoint, basically. I think of it as you just didn't die at all in this quest. You're just it's kind of like that whole section that you attempted to do was nullified, and it was more of a learning experience than anything else. Here's the last book. When the shifting begins, the dungeon changes form. Now, this isn't something that's really done in this quest, but it's basically saying that the Dungeon of the Fallen is not always the same. You could have different areas, different shapes and everything, and the reason I did that really is because I was like, you know, it could potentially open up its own universe of quests. And like, I don't expect anyone to really take advantage of that, but I thought it'd be really cool if you could just say, you know what, there's a universe that exists here, so let's do that. I didn't realize you could make that jump, but it's fine. I'm sure you could have, oh yeah, you definitely could have made it with the high jump cape. It's not a big deal, it's just more ways to get over here. Kill the things. You don't get anything for killing these things, but you get to kill things, and sometimes that's its own reward, is to be able to kill stuff. Okay, so that thing's dead. We're almost done with this extra ice area, actually. Since this is a ladder, we can just kind of... I like doing this with enemies and killing them until they die. And now they are dead. That's perfect. Okay, so here we're going to use the high jump cape. We're going to use the high jump cape. So here too. Now this is our save point for the area. You can completely skip this save point, but I do recommend going through this entire ice area for this spell. You got the shock spell. It can stun enemies and break shields. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, how does that work? Well, it works like this. I'm going to put it on. I'm going to go ahead and save again. I should have just grabbed the spell first, but it's whatever. So we have the shock spell now. It's not, I don't think it really does anything too much to the Wizrobe enemies, but it works here. It's for this boss mainly. You break his shield, and then you can stun him. And this is the way most of the boss battle goes. Now you can see that. Now, what I like to do here is I just like to cheese this a little bit. So, let's bring back let our magic meter fill up a bit, and then we can top ourselves off with healing. And it requires quite a bit to be able to heal yourself, it seems. Oh wait, I was also pressing the wrong button, so that was a thing worth keeping in mind. So let's just jump down. Okay. You can also do that, but you get a heart container for killing him. Now you did have to use. I'm pretty sure you had to use the shield there, or the shock spell there, because yeah, and it's basically impossible to get up like that. So I'm going to save. Well, yeah, we are going to save here. And now, to end the episode, first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how much the map is filled in now. As you can see, there's quite a bit, actually. We have a few extra special screens like over in here. We have another area down here, and then there's 2 areas up top. And that's basically what I'm going to be exploring in the next episode. So what I want to do for now actually is what is it I want to do? Let's see. I want to get to this area up in here for the next part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this spell, and I'm just going to move back to the beginning of a lot of different areas. Go down. Move back. Go this way. Now we're here. Come back around. And do I want to do this? No, not here. I want to go this way. I'm going to save over here so that when we start the next episode, we will be in the ancient waterway, which will simplify some things. So save here, and that's going to be it for now. The next episode I expect to complete the Dungeon of the Fallen and then get to the overworld. When I get to the overworld, depending on how long it takes, I may just continue going, but I'm most likely going to try to separate the entire overworld segment into its own video. But for now, you have seen, I would guess you would call it the first half of the Dungeon of the Fallen section of the game. The ice area is done, like a little more than half of it's done, but I know the last 3 sections are a little bit tougher. Not extremely tough, but That's the way it is. When we get back to this, we're going to go and grab, well, we need more rupees to grab the blue tunic, but we're going to try some things, and I want to try to get through the monster arena next, I think. Maybe. There's also a couple hidden screens that I want to look at, which actually might give us enough for the blue tunic. So that's just going to be it for now. Thank you for watching, and until next time.